Welcome to this micro episode of monetizing your mental capital. And is it Darco?
Yeah.
Okay, so Darco is here with me at the Traffic and Conversion Summit 2024. Darco, tell us what you do.
So I run a digital agency focusing on SEO and paid media. Me, myself, personally, I'm the SEO guy in the agency.
Beautiful. So you're the SEO guy, and what's the name of the agency?
Agency is called Occam Digital, OCCAM Digital.
Beautiful. And where are you based out of?
We're based in Serbia.
Awesome. Okay. And I was actually talking to somebody earlier who was from Serbia, and they were saying that they got some distinct advantage around talent being a little less expensive than it is here. And so they were able to have kind of a competitive edge, bringing really great talent, but at affordable prices.
Absolutely. I mean, so the cost of living in Serbia is definitely lower than in the States or in Western Europe. And you can leverage that by, having really great talent. And the people in Serbia are very highly educated, very well performing, very well behaved, and also they speak great English.
Beautiful. Sounds like a place that if you're digging into outsourcing, it's a good place to look into that and go farther. All right. So here's my first question for you on the note of monetizing mental capital. I want you to think back to the first time you monetized mental capital, meaning lemonade stand. We've had a few people who mentioned they sold something that wasn't totally legal. We've heard all sorts of interesting things as far as their first foray into that. Do you remember your first foray into monetizing mental capital?
Oh my God. Wow. I've been working since I was 16. So, but it wasn't really mental capital. I think the first time, like, I would say I monetized this, it was when I was really, I still am really into comic books. And I was working for this company and we got a client that was selling costumes. So that was when I came up with all these ideas to create like these infographics with comic book heroes that, are ordered in height. And we covered like DC and Marvel. And I think it was the first time I actually applied my, creativity and something that I love and something that I'm passionate about to my work. And yeah, so that might be one of the first times. I'm definitely proud of that one.
Beautiful. So you were making these infographics to try to help sell more costumes?
So basically, yeah, the client was from Australia. They were selling costumes for like Halloween costume parties and so on. What I was doing is I was creating something called a link magnet. So basically, was creating an infographic to attract more backlinks to the client's website. So what we would do is like we would share the images everywhere, and when people used it on their websites, we would contact them and say like, "Oh, thanks for using our image. Would you mind giving us credit for it?"
Beautiful. So, I mean, that's almost like you made something awesome, hoping that content people would pick it up and be like, oh, that's cool. And they obviously, wherever they got it from. So we're using like Google image search to try to find where people were putting it. How are you tracking that down?
Yeah, yeah. We're using Google image search. So we just go, search the image just like search the exact image on Google and everything that popped back up, we would just go in, put it in a spreadsheet, contact them and say, hey, what's up? This is ours. We don't mind you using it and thank you. It's very flattering, but, can you give us some credit? And they would give us a backlink. Yeah.
Beautiful. So now I want you to imagine that you can reach back out to that younger version of yourself. We're going to hand you a cell phone. You're going to call him up on the phone and you're going to give him some piece of advice that is going to help him up level his skill in monetizing mental capital. What's one piece of advice you would give him that might help him get a little farther, a little faster?
Buy Bitcoin. I'm I'm kidding, but I would definitely tell myself like, don't be afraid. All of those ideas that you have, just go for them. Absolutely, spend that money, invest in those ideas, and things will definitely pay out. Just don't be afraid and just go for it.
Take the risk. And I hear that often. Take the risk sooner. Don't hesitate. I think sometimes we're so afraid of making a mistake or that somehow there's no undo button, right? Like if I go there, I won't be able to pay rent. And if I can't pay rent, I'm on the street. And I mean, there's all this, kind of just crap we carry around when we're thinking about that risk. What would you tell him? Because he's probably freaking out at this point, being like, dude, no way. Like I'm going to be on the street or whatever it is. What do you tell him to help him to like clench up and jump?
there's nothing you can really do. I think marketers are perfectionists by nature. And I think the fear doesn't really come from that like existential fear. I think it more comes from that innate fear that, things have to be perfect before I release them. Things have to be in line. Everything has to be. So I would just tell them like, it's okay. Not everything has to be perfect. The stars don't have to align. Things will come in time. And, just the more you do now, the more opportunities you will create in the future. And that's it. Yeah, take the leap of faith.
Beautiful. Take the leap of faith. All right. So last question here on our micro episode. What is one tip, trick, book, hack, or other thing you've come across in the last year that has helped you up level your ability to monetize mental capital?
So one book that I would recommend to everyone is The Happiness Trap. It's like a self-therapy book, really helps with emotional regulation. Some of the tricks. So if you're doing any local business, answer to all of your reviews. Positive, negative, doesn't matter. Answer all the reviews and use keywords in them, and Google will rank you for those keywords.
Beautiful. Those are two awesome hack, awesome book. I'm all about the emotional literacy piece of our lives. I think that's huge. Assuming individuals want to reach out, get in contact with you from the podcast, what's the best way to get in touch?
Anyone can get me on my email. It's office@occam/digital.com. So anyone can reach out to me on my email, or they can get me on Instagram. I'm really active on Instagram. It's the BRZI. So Brzi. The Brzi. Yeah.
Okay. And one more time with the email address.
office@occam/digital.com.
Beautiful. Well, you heard it from my good friend here. Appreciate your time and looking forward to another episode in the future.